Ассаламу алейкум, дорогие любители футбола и болельщики Барселоны. Мы приветствуем вас на нашем очередном влоге про Барселону. И сегодня мы в мини-коллаборации с Ваиром, логово Гнома, пригласили гостя из Барселоны, из Каталонии, человек, который тренировался и был частью футбола Барселоны, Игнасио Санчес Xavi. Xavi, nice to meet you. It's a really great pleasure to see you. Thank you for coming. Продолжу я на русском языке. Расскажите, пожалуйста, представьте себя и расскажите о своей футбольной истории.
Absolutely. So, assalamu alaikum. I am Xavi Galgo. I am from Barcelona. I was born in Barcelona. And I started by the age of 9 years old playing football. I started playing in my hometown team, very humble team. So at that time I was growing up as a footballer and I didn't have the mindset to sign for bigger clubs or better divisions. And at the age of 14, suddenly I had a lot of chance to move to better team, better divisions, and I took the chance together with my father, because my father was like my agent. We decided to move to a club called CE Europa. CE Europa is, together with Barcelona, Espanyol, Cornellà, one of the biggest clubs in Barcelona. And we spent 4 years there, 4 good years, but unfortunately the injuries didn't allow me to go forward in the players living. And at the same time I was starting as a coach. I was the curiosity, you know, of how would be being in the other side of football. So basically I joined Cornellà as a coach. At the same time I started working with Wospac, the academy I'm working with now. And I spent almost 6 years in Cornellà. I developed myself as a coach. Meanwhile I was studying coaching. I am UEFA Pro coach, different masters in scouting, technique. And I had the chance to join Barcelona. I spent some time in Barcelona, big chance, big opportunity, you cannot say no to Barcelona. So I spent some time in Barcelona, growing up as a coach and learning a lot, because at the end of the day it's a learning process. And we had the chance to move to Jordan to make a project together with other coaches. And I saw that as a huge opportunity for us, because at that point I was like introducing myself to another picture of the football. I wanted to know another culture, and we went to Jordan. I spent 4 months in Barse Academy in Jordan, and you know, life brings you a lot of opportunities. I met some people there in Jordan, good people, and we started our own project regarding with football. I decided to quit Barcelona. It was a tough decision, but it was a huge opportunity that we were running, and unfortunately pandemic came, so we had to stop. I was locked up there in Jordan for 6 months, more or less. We can do nothing. The guys were not allowed to train, we were not allowed to go forward, so I came back to Barcelona. And as soon as I came back, my friends of Wospac called me again that they want to rejoin the academy. This time I rejoined it as a project manager. We settled down good projects in the national picture there in Barcelona, together with clubs as Cornellà, as Sabadell, as FC Barcelona. And now from January, April, between that time of 2021, I became the international director of Wospac. And now I'm working as an international director of Wospac with the main aim to find talent in not good developed countries, as for example Spain, England. I think that there is a lot of talent around the world, and we are traveling to look for it. I say bye in
Ну хорошо, что, пойдем дальше. Спасибо вам за ваш ответ. Ну, наверное, продвинемся дальше. Как вы сказали, сейчас вы являетесь генеральным директором академии Wospac. Расскажите, пожалуйста, поподробнее об этой академии и о своей миссии в Узбекистане. Да? Я так понимаю, вы в Узбекистан неспроста прилетели, но с какой-то миссией со своей.
My name is Jude Barse. I'm 18 years old and I'm from the United States. The Wospac program is great. I recommend it to anyone in the US who is trying to improve their game. This residency is only for soccer players. It is the only residency in Barcelona that is specifically for soccer players, and it is 5 minutes from the center of the city. The level is much higher than the United States, which will allow you to get more notice and a better scholarship. Even if you're in your gap year, you can come here to increase your level and play with better players. The residency is great. First of all, there's morning and afternoon trainings each day. There's a pool that you can use and a gym. There's a cafe where we eat all of our meals. On the other hand, if you want to study, there's a classroom here where you can study and do schoolwork, or you could take a language course. I do online school, but they also offer an American system where you go to school at an American school and you receive an American diploma just like in the United States. The US player can improve their level and potentially get a better scholarship. If you want more information, please contact Wospac. We want you, but you need Wospac to improve your level as well.
We Wospac, Wospac is a 12-year company that has been working with a lot of players, more than 1,000 players, more than 500 coaches. And we are always open in the international picture to see opportunities. So we start working with Academy 2 months ago, and we understand that these people has a potential project. We were talking a lot. We were managing how do we focus this opportunity, and we face Uzbekistan as a let's say a country that didn't wake up yet in the football picture. So from Academy we receive a lot of commitment, a lot of, they are very focused on help the Uzbek football to allow to, in some point, Uzbekistan national team will be able to qualify to the World Cup. And we are looking for this type of projects, ambitious people that want to help. For me, it's the most important, because at the end of the day, if we build something from the beginning, in 10, 15 years, we will take the results. So this is the main aim. We are here to know a little bit more the country, the academy, the people that they are building the academy. And I'm spending here no more than 1 week, and I think that this is a very good opportunity for both of us. And I will come back as many times as I have to, because Uzbekistan is really good.
Okay, we hope to.
Ну, как узбеки говорят, хуш-кель-эпсес, да, надеемся, что вы будете много-много посещать Узбекистан, Ташкент. Ну вот вы провели неделю здесь и, наверное, повстречали очень много юных футболистов, да, которые только начинают свой футбольный путь. Есть ли потенциал у узбекского футбола, у наших футболистов молодых?
Absolutely, absolutely. Normally, when I travel to a new country that I don't know what I'm facing, I look for, more than technique, tactic, knowledge about football. I'm looking for, the willing of the players. And we were to Samarkand 2 days ago. We made a huge tryout, more than 200 players. And unfortunately, I saw many players with the values we are looking for. Values as hardworking, self-demanding, focusing on the performing. From my perspective, technique, tactic, the knowledge about football is something that they can learn, But the values, the way you face a match, the way you want to improve, you self-demand, is something that you have to have. And unfortunately, I saw a lot of players with a lot of potential. So it's what I told you before. I think that we have a huge future here with great opportunities that if we go step by step, with no rushes, we will achieve our goal, and we will bring huge players to Barcelona and big clubs.
Отлично, мы желаем вам успеха и чтобы вы реализовали одну из своих миссий в Узбекистане. Желаем вам в этом большой-большой удачи. Ну и чтобы закончить тему про Узбекистан, не могу не задать вопрос. Какое самое любимое блюдо узбекское вам понравилось в Узбекистане?
From my side, for sure, plov. Plov it was a discovery for me. And there is another like kind of meat yesterday we taste.
Which one?
Which one?
Parvasan.
Мы ему, короче, на перевале уезжали, но не захотели останавливаться.
Осыпали просто.
Нет, мы не захотели останавливаться кушать, мы взяли хлеб самаркандский, я зашел в магазин, колбасу просто взял, да, бутерброд. А он прямо эту колбасу взял, засунул за ним хлеб.
Ну, отлично. Что, пойдем дальше, наверное, да, по вопросам по поводу Узбекистана закончим. Мы переберемся в Барселону. Как вы сказали, что вы родились в Барселоне. Насколько нам известно, в Барселоне есть 4 клуба, да, это Корнелия, Жирона, Эспаньол и сама Барселона, да. 2 стадиона, которых самых таких именитых, это Nou Camp и Эль Прат. Вы родились ближе к Эль Прату или ближе к Nou Campу стадиону?
We have to think that Cornellà and Espanyol Stadium is together. You know, it's almost one next to each other. And the funny thing is that I was born almost next to the Camp Nou, but I live next to Cornellà and Espanyol Stadium. So I'm divided. Apart of that, we have the Barsa training camps back in my village, that is San Juan de Espí. So it's everything complaining in a very small area.
Okay, thank you.
Отлично. Почему именно Барселона? Почему вы выбрали именно Барселону?
As a fan, as
As a fan or
И как фанат,
both
и
of them?
как
As a fan,
игрок.
as a football player?
at the end, you have to think that FC Barcelona is proposing something that no other teams proposes. In general, the Catalan football has like a methodology unique that you won't see, for example, I don't know, in Madrid or in Andalusia, another part of Spain. Catalan football, and of course Barcelona is the promoter, has like a methodology, an idea of always play football proposing with the ball. All the people that like Barcelona love Barcelona because their style. You know, the style that Barcelona has is something that is really hard working to achieve. You know, it's really hard, it's really tough. So the people that really love football know to see the effort that they are doing, because for Barcelona, you cannot win just like that. Of course, there will be better or worse matches, then you have to win it, but you have to win it with your style. You know, you have to propose, you have to create, you have to offer something beautiful to see to the fans. If not, you are not achieving the 100% of the goals.
Отлично. Ну, вы уже второй или третий раз говорите о том, что играть в Барселоне – это не просто играть, но и усердно тренироваться. Следовательно, возникает вопрос, какими были ваши тренировки, и сразу добавок к этому вопросу, с какими из известных ныне футболистов вы тренировали?
In Barcelona, the type of workout that we used to make, it was all with ball. You know, maybe the exercises or the part that it was without ball, it was something specific for physical condition or tactics that you were watching videos, you know, analyzing. But all the other work that you were making in the field, it was with the ball. This is something that maybe you can think, oh, this is normal. This is not normal. You can go to Spain and other countries, and you will see a lot of teams playing football, working without ball. And this is something that in Barcelona they don't do. They don't understand the football that way. So from this point to the type of working, the type of how they show the tactics is always based on a methodology that back in the times Cruyff starts, Guardiola continues, and the tougher thing that they are doing is that they work in that manner from the youngest people in the academy to the first team. So that's why the Barsa academy is such successful, because when you arrive and you are 19 years old, the way of playing of the first team is not such far that, for example, someone from abroad, if come to Barcelona, sees. It's something that you have been living all your life. And people like I play against them or with them is, for example, Marco Curella is now in Chelsea. We have Ferran Jugla that used to be in Barcelona, now he's in Club Brugge. I think he will come back to Barcelona because
I hope
he's
so.
performing good. Jordi Mboula, he's in Mallorca. I don't know, Carles Aleñá, now in Getafe. Pablo Maffeo in Mallorca. So Marc Roca used to be in FC Bayern, now he's in Leeds. So there is a big list. You know that they are in the first picture of the football in the elite, and a lot of others that they are in second divisions or even third division around the world.
Ну, отлично. Вот про игроков большой список, на самом деле, и все знаменитые игроки, состоявшиеся, да, уже. А что насчет тренера? Кто тренировал вас?
You mentioned the big players, which you communicate, but what about the coaches? Can you say about more your coach?
My coach, well, as you will know, you have a lot of coaches when you are a player, but one coach that for me it was very, it came to me very important and give it to me a lot of information that nowadays I keep it and I use it at some point. It's called Alexis. Okay, this is a coach that used to be in a club called Hospitalet, then he signed for Cornellà, Espanyol, and when I had the opportunity to work with that coach, you feel what is the professionalism in football, because you have been living other type of coaching and arrive one guy that is not only he and his second coach, he the second coach, physio preparator, physio, analyst, sport coaching, and all together allows you to feel like you are a professional already with 15 years old. So it's something that by that age requires you to have a very big maturity and allows you to grow up as a footballer and as a person, of course.
Все правильно. С каждым разом нужно усовершенствоваться. Пойдем дальше. У каждого клуба есть своя философия, да, есть своя тактика на игру. Барселона славится своей тики-такой. Да? Могли бы вы поподробнее рассказать, что такое тики-така и как вообще в нее играть?
From my experience, what the fan understand as tiki-taka is to play and proposing a way of playing through the passes, pass, create spaces to achieve the goal that is to win the game. But Barça doesn't teach that only. Barça, of course, they want to pass, make a beautiful football, but they do with a deeper aim. The aim of, for example, playing through the passes or open the wides is not just because it's beautiful and we will it's to divide the team. As much passes you do, much moving the other team has to move, the other team has to do. As much wide as you are, as much wide is the other team. So you have more spaces in the center line. At the end of the day, you have to think that we have 2 goals in the center line. So we are not playing in the side. If we can play in the center line, we will go through easy goal. So one thing that Barça teach really good is to attract the rival, to allow to the other players without ball have the spaces that the rival is not covering. So this is something that now talking between us, it can sound really easy, but at the time to performing and show it in the field is really, really, really difficult. And Barça is showing and teaching to the players from very young age to do that. That's why they have very good results.
Как вы знаете, сейчас в Барсе начинается новая эра со старо-новым президентом и с экс-легендой Барселоны Хави, с вашим тезкой. Как вам игра Барселоны при Хави?
I think that Barcelona is becoming again what Barcelona is. After Luis Enrique, Barcelona was a little bit lost in terms of styling, but with Xavi, what you find is the home. It's like Xavi is a guy that has been all his life in Barcelona, and he started coaching in Qatar, but he has lived all his life the style of Barcelona, the style of training, the style of coaching, even the style of speaking. So I think Barcelona is becoming the Barça that used to be. Of course, with some changes. We don't have Messi, for example. But I think we are in the right way. We are in the right path. Laporta is doing his job, that is to try to solve all the problems that the last presidents put in Barcelona. Xavi is doing his job too, that is refine the style of Barcelona, and step by step they will find the results. So I think that with patience the results will come, the titles will come, and the most important is in the Barcelona way.
Правильно, то, что мы постоянно говорим, то, что на самом деле нужно запастись, да, этим самым терпением, и победы придут. Но на сегодняшний день Барселона сталкивается с рядом проблем, да, ни для кого не секрет, что после международного перерыва все пошло как-то не так, как они задумывали. И вот именно в ответственных матчах Барселона уступила тому же самому Интеру, тем самым просто, наверное, поставили крест на выход в 1/4 Лиги Чемпионов. Скорее всего, будут играть в Лиге Европы. А также принципиальный матч Эль Классико против Реал Мадрида. Тоже с треском Барселона проигрывает со счетом 3-1. Вопрос, в чем проблема Барселоны? И помимо того, что у них есть травмы, в чем проблема Барселоны? И как выйти из этой проблемы?
I think that the problems, the fans has the problems. Okay.
Fans.
I think. Because we have to understand this is pretty much deeper than what we see. What we see is a match, we want to see style, we want to see results, and we want it now. It's difficult. I mean, since Luis Enrique left, it's been maybe 8 years, I don't know, a lot of coaches, a different styling. With Valverde, Barcelona won, but without a style. Almost not the Barcelona style. So we have to understand that Barcelona needs time. You know, Barcelona won't become Barcelona from the day to the night, just like that. No, it's a process. You know, the president and the directive of Barcelona, they are doing their job. Xavi is doing a great job, even though the people don't think it. And I think that it's unfortunately situation, because after the break, international break, Araujo was injured, Koundé was injured, Christensen was injured, Memphis was injured. So this is something that you cannot manage. You cannot tell the players don't go to the national team. It's impossible. So you face that. You arrive after the break against Mallorca. You win 1-0, I think. But well, it's a difficult situation that you face. You try to, make a good match against Inter. Individuals errors don't allow you to win the game. So it's not a problem of the game, of the player. It's a problem of individual errors, And unfortunately, there was an action there with the referee was not right there. But well, at the end of the day, is what I told you. Individual errors will be solved, the injuries will be solved too, and if you see, Barcelona lost the Clásico, but Barcelona didn't lose the match. I mean, Barcelona it wasn't a team in the Clásico that they were lost and say we can't do anything. No, they had the chance to tie the match. You see, for example, the goal of, I think, Valverde. It's a mistake, because the ball is out, I relax. No. Are a specific mistake that if they are solved, they will perform better, they will win, and the perception of all the people will be different. And regarding the Europa League, of course it's a failure, because we all want to have Barcelona in Champions League, but it's what I told you. We have to be patient, because it's not better to win the Champions League this year and next year win 0 and be in the ground and rebuild everything. It's better to, step by step, like they are doing, build something big, good players, clean the team, because they have to refresh the team. And maybe this year they are not doing a great job in the Champions League, but maybe the next year they win it. So it takes time.
То есть сейчас получается так, что Барселона не на таком уровне, чтобы играть в Лиге Чемпионов. То есть стоит, как степ-бай-степ, как вы говорите, может быть, перейти в Лигу Европы и там попытать свое счастье.
Yeah, what I think basically is that nowadays, in the actual moment, better team than Barcelona, I can count it with my hand. Real Madrid, Manchester City, Bayern, and the others I'm doubting. So it's not that Barcelona is not in a good moment. No, Barcelona was unfortunately with injuries, with bad performing of specific players, and they are better than Inter, for example. They are better than in that time, in that moment. I think better than Liverpool, better than Tottenham. So it's a matter of do the things right when you have to do it, and you know. In this type of matches, when you are 0-0, you commit one mistake, you are gone. The other team kill you, and that's it. In the league, maybe, because you are playing with other teams, different teams, they are not such a pressure teams. And maybe you can solve it during the match. But in Champions League, one mistake, you pay it, and you lose the game.
Вы до этого сказали, что, точнее, назвали момент с голом Вальверде, да, что там была ошибка в центре. Насколько я помню, что это была ошибка Серхи Бускетса. И такой же гол мы пропускаем с Интер Миланом, тоже обрыв в полузащите. Следовательно, вот у меня возникает вопрос. В нашем клубе в Барселоне, да, есть игроки-легенды, это такие как Жерар Пике, Серхио Роберто, Жорди Альба, Серхио Бускетс. Не кажется ли вам, что их время настало как бы уйти и дать дорогу молодым?
Honestly, I think that every player has to know himself, and every player has to be honest with himself. Xavi did at his time, Iniesta did at his time, and maybe he had some more years in Barcelona. But they thought that they couldn't give the level that Barcelona requires. They make one step to one side and say, guys, I cannot help like I used to do. I'm moving, I'm leaving, and a part of that I'm leaving to another club that I will not compete with you because you are in my life. I think players like Piqué, like Jordi Alba, like Busquets, like Sergio Roberto, of course they are legends for Barcelona. Of course they are legends, but as a legend you have to know that if you are not living in the proper time, the fans will be against you. So you have to look for the best of the team. I don't know, Piqué is 35 more or less, Jordi Alba more or less. It's a time to make a step on one side, give the chance to young people like Balde. You know, Balde, young people, young guy. He has a lot of potential. So I think they have to themselves say, hey guys, this club is my life, I cannot help like I used to do, I move, and in the future I will help in another manner.
Кто, по вашему мнению, сегодняшней Барселоне является лидером команды? Кто может за собой повести эту Барселону?
Inside the field, I feel like the leader could be Araujo. The leader could be Lewandowski because the career he has. And even though you don't think, the leader could be Pedri and Gavi. They are young. When you know Gavi, when you see them in the field, when you see outside the field, you see that his character is very strong. And sometimes he could be arrogant, but you have to be arrogant at some point. And you know, between that guys, I think we have the main leaders in the team.
Отлично, но я не скажу если, а скажу, когда вы будете тренером Барселоны, каким вы были бы тренером, какой схемой бы придерживались, тактикой, каких бы игроков, и назовите свою идеальную стартовую 11.
If I will be
When you will be
in the coach, I will keep going with Xavi's idea, okay? Playing 4-3-3, maybe at some point depending on the rival, on my style I will play 3-4-3 to be deeper with both sides. And the tactic is what I told you. I think Barsa is in the right way. So I won't change anything. I would change some let's say, some players. And if I have to choose an 11 now, it should be Ter Stegen for sure. Left Balde, Araujo, Koundé. Right, I will be changing Bellerin or Marcos Alonso. Okay. The three in the middle, it will be for sure Pedri and Gavi, and behind them it will be changing De Jong or Kessie. Okay, because De Jong, it's in a situation that he has some good matches, he has some bad matches. So I think that if we move him with Kessie together, some be changing, they will help each other. They will compete between each other. And the forward line will be Lewandowski. Okay, on the right, I think I will put Dembele. Okay, and in the left I will put Ansu on my side.
Отличная 11-го стартовая. Мы с Нодиром не часто, точнее часто общаемся на эту тему и на самом деле выбираем, что вот слева должен играть Ансу Фати, а справа должен играть Дембеле. Двинемся дальше. У каждого экс-футболиста или человека, любящего футбол, есть свои идолы и есть свои любимые игроки, да? Следовательно, вот вам вопрос хотел задать. Назовите своих топ-5 лучших игроков. Можно и Барселоны, можно и вне Барселоны, и топ-5 лучших тренеров.
In Barcelona, I will say top
5 players and top 5 coaches.
Top 5 players in the history.
Yeah.
It will be first Messi, second Ronaldinho, because Ronaldinho, when he came, he changed the dynamic of Barsa. Barsa was winning nothing, and Ronaldinho came and started winning. So Ronaldinho, of course, Maradona, Cruyff, and in the 5th position I will put Xavi, Iniesta, Kubalba. It's tough to say there. And regarding the coaches, for sure, in the 1st position I will put Guardiola. I will put Cruyff in the 2nd position. I will put, I think, Luis Enrique, 3rd position. And maybe, because Rijkaard could be in the 4th position, or Xavi, 4th and 5th place I will play with Rijkaard and Xavi, because it's what I told you. Even though Xavi is not winning nothing yet, if he has time, he will.
Xavi, вам спасибо большое за то, что ответили про топ-5 игроков Барселоны и топ-5 тренеров из Барселоны, но хотелось бы услышать еще и топ-5 игроков вообще во всем футболе, в истории футбола.
In the history of football, I think that top 5 of footballers, for me, it will be Messi, Cristiano, it will be Maradona, it will be Pelé, and for me, it will be Zidane, for me. And regarding coaches, I'm combining here a style of title winning. Okay, for me, it should be Guardiola. It should be Saki.
Arrigo Saki.
It should be, because I'm in the modern football. It should be Zidane, because what he achieved is very difficult. I don't like the style, but what he achieved is really beautiful, because he managed the team on a way that they were all a family, and this is very, very difficult to achieve. I will go with, in the modern football, I like very much Jurgen Klopp. And maybe I'm taking here a bit. I'll go with Nagelsmann, the one who is now in Bayern. He's very young. Maybe he's not performing good, but he's really, really, really good coach.
Спасибо вам. Мы выходим уже на финишную прямую. Сегодня состоится матч между Барселоной и Атлетико Бильбао. Атлетико Бильбао уже с 2001 года не может выиграть Барселону на Камп Ноу. Сегодня могут быть побиты там несколько рекордов. Один из них — это вот Левандовский может стать лучшим новичком-бомбардиром. Хотелось бы услышать ваше краткое превью к матчу и прогноз на сегодняшний матч. Сможем ли мы победить или будет какая-то осечка?
I think Lewandowski will score for sure,
Yeah.
and not once. I think he will score twice, and I think that Barcelona will win. Maybe 3-1, 3-1 I think, yeah, because Barcelona in attack, they have very strength. They are now a little bit weak in defense. You know, Araujo, Christensen. They are not. They are using Marcos Alonso as a central back. Not bad choose, but you know, I think they will suffer a little bit in defense, but they will win 3-1.
Да.
I think so.
Ну, такой небольшой превью к матчу к Атлетико Бильбао Барселона от Чави. Ну и последние два вопроса, которые бы хотелось вам задать. Первый – это какой совет вы можете дать нашей молодежи Узбекистана?
My advice for the young generation of Uzbekistan is the advice that I give to all young footballers, is to be open-minded, to listen, and to work with no questions. You know, if you have questions, you can talk to see the answer, but don't put the decision of the coach in, you know, in big questions. From my experience, when you will to learn, when you are open to listen, and when you want to improve, you always do. So my recommendation to the young generation is to stay tuned, because we will be back, and if the project goes forward, that I think it will, we will be back with Spanish coaches. We will be a very big system in here to allow them to have more information, more knowledge, have more tools to use during the match, and if they have the willing of becoming a better footballer, they will.
Ну и крайний вопрос. Оказавшись перед Лапортой, что вы ему скажете?
Okay. I saw him, I think, a couple of times before. We didn't have time enough to talk, you know, because I used to play in the same club, in the same team with his youngest son. And he usually came to watch the matches, you know. Hi, hello, how are you? Hi, good match. Easy. But if I face Laporta now with a little bit of time, I will tell him to be patient with Xavi. I think he is, but at the end of the day, it's very difficult if you have all the fans against you. It's very difficult. So I will tell him to resist, to keep Xavi in the position of coaching, because he will develop. And of course, I will try to make my move to do something together, you know, because Barsa have a lot of tools and a lot of ways to help people around the world. So I will make my move to do something in common.
What about the Messi? Can you say regarding the Messi?
I think Messi, of course, if Messi come back, it's a great news. But I think Messi, for me, he doesn't have to come, okay? Because if Messi come to Barcelona, it's like come back to the past, try to live from Messi, and what Barcelona is having now, that is 2 years without Messi, it's a learning process, how to live without Messi. You know, it could be a good book. So if Messi come back, all that Barcelona has improved, has learned, they will lose it, and they will have to restart maybe in 2-3 years, and we will be in the same situation. Messi for me is always more than welcome, but not as a player. You know, as a player, I think he is the best of the history of football and Barcelona for sure, and all that he could give to Barcelona, he give it, and all the titles, all the goals. So I will receive Messi in another way, you know, maybe something in the academy or some sport of directive. But as a player, I will invite him to go to America to live and come back.
Это был Идальго Санчес Чавьер. Мы с вами увидимся в нашем следующем влоге. Подписывайтесь на все возможные ссылки, которые увидите здесь, здесь и здесь. Чавьер, мы вам желаем удачи, успеха. Приходите к нам, мы всегда вам будем рады.
Good luck, Xavier. Thank you for coming. Thank you for this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Good to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nos vemos pronto.
Ну вот, попрощались на каталанском хотя бы.